Yo, what up? Back with
What
another
up? What up?
episode. It's your boy Mike T's, one half of the Squad Creative Podcast.
Man, I'm Heatpress, the other half of the Squad Creative Podcast. And today we brought out a very special guest. Man, brother, would you introduce yourself to the few people that don't know you?
Absolutely, man. My name is Ruben, or better known as the T-Shirt Buddy.
Wow.
So, T-Shirt Buddy, man. I think I've heard this before. I think when you were with Stan, but what made you come up with the T-Shirt Buddy?
Oh man. Originally it was Jay Garday Fashion Apparel, because I didn't want anybody to know it was me. Well, Jay Garday started off with me making beats, so I changed my name. Didn't want anyone to know I was making beats. Then when I started the T-shirt thing, I just added fashion on the end. But really, it was just like, it doesn't make sense. It has to be something catchy, you know. And I'm like, buddy, like, why not? You know, I'm everybody's buddy, so let's just make it the T-shirt buddy. That's how we came up with that.
Okay. Yeah.
Shout out to everybody that's out there with us right now. They're saying Ruben has an amazing story. That's kind of hard.
Yeah. What's up,
man? Yeah. So right now I'm parked in the parking lot. So if Stan happens to catch on, because I did tell Stan I'll be on here, I'm somewhere where there's internet, so you can't clown me.
Man, that's all that matters, man. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Man, so T-Shirt Buddy, man. So before we move on, man, can you just give a little bit of your history? Because there's gonna be some people that don't know the beginnings, man, and just how you got started, man.
Yeah, well, really, like everybody else, it was COVID. I lost my job, due to the COVID, ordeal happening, and so I wasn't fortunate enough to get unemployment right away. I had a little bit of a savings left, and the original plan was I wanted just to have my own T-shirt line printed up, right? What's up, John? Boricua, ¿cómo estamos? I wanted to have my own line printed, and I hit everybody that I knew, and not one single person at all was like, I got you. And I'm like, I don't want anything free, I'm trying to pay you. And he was like, I'll call you in a couple days, I'll call you next week. And and when I would get pricing, it'd be something super outrageous. But as a musician, having toured and producing and whatever else, it goes hand in hand with merchandise. So I had already done merchandise before, so I wasn't dumb to it. So I knew they was trying to charge me an arm and a leg, and so I said, okay, so no one's trying to help me. I'll take whatever I have left, savings, credit cards, you name it. And I just bought all my own equipment. I started to buy my own stuff. And that's really how I got into it. And I didn't have any intentions on getting to where I'm at now. I just was like, I'll buy some stuff and make some videos just to keep my head busy. These are trying times. I'm depressed. I lost a really good job. And so maybe I can just, do what I do, make just some funny videos or whatever. And so it's funny because one of my best friends, his name is Stress. He was the first person to hit me. He'd be like, can we put my dog on the shirt?
Right there, though? Can I stop you right there? I like how you just did that name drop, but you ain't gonna say the whole thing. We gonna mention that. We gonna mention that he talking about Stressmatic from the West Coast, man. So
yeah, he is an icon, within the community for sure, and those that know. Yeah, so that's one of my best friends. If hell, I mean, blood doesn't make you family. I would say he's definitely my family. Yeah. And so he was the first person I called. I said, I'm gonna do this T-shirt thing. He was like, man, I do it. I support it 100%. And it'd be a few weeks after that he was like, man, because he has this dog named Dan, right? I don't even know what it is. It's like a Shih Tzu or something. I think that's how you pronounce it, right? This little weird looking dog. He was like, man, can we put a gold grill and a chain on him and whatever else and a Gucci hat? I said, yeah, let's do it. And that would be what started off. That'd be my first video, really. And the first client would be Stress. Excuse me. And so from that video, I was like, okay, cool. A couple people liked it. Someone was asking me to do some shirts, and it just kind of grew gradually from there. And so I went back to my what the group of people that I was familiar with, which is the music industry. I'm also I'm a union actor, so I was able to tap into these little groups I'm a part of, and all of them needed shirts, all of them needed merchandise. So I'm like, okay, cool. And what it allowed me to do, not only get paid, but it allowed me to shoot content. So I just kept shooting content, and then I'm putting their music in the background. Check out this new single, whatever. This is his merchandise, same time. So that's what opened the door for me too. And I did realize that when I first was looking at the t-shirt industry, there wasn't anybody like me. So I was like, okay, cool. I got a tie to the music industry. I'm still signed to a label. I'm still doing film, but they're not utilizing these other groups. So I'm gonna utilize my groups, right? And naturally, you know, I just, you know, I like to talk ish, right? So I'll get on camera and just be myself. And there wasn't anything like it. So at first it was kind of like this weird, you know, like, who is this dude? You know, it kind of seems a little phony type thing, but I'm like, this is my personality, and it worked. And I think that's what caught on, because the first company that reached out to me at the very beginning was Supercolor, before I had done anything. Yeah. And it was like, hey man, we love what you're doing, we're gonna work. And I was like, okay, cool. You know, and then I would notice like some other influencers would start watching my stuff. You know, and then it turned into like, I was one of the few that was really pumping the eye color, the white toner printer, right? And I can use the hell out that thing. Like, I know that thing like the back of my hand. And so all these people were like, man, it's garbage. You know, like it's not even good quality. I'm like, let me show you how it can be good. Because I learned how to, what they call rasterize, and just, you know, let the image breathe. And so I started to teach people how to use the eye color. Then Joe Dobie from Uninet hits me up and says, man, we love what you're doing, you know, and let's just start sending you some other stuff you can shoot some content with. And they also started to send me a bunch of people that needed help. And so it grew that way, you know. And so I wasn't expecting it to get to where it's at today, where I can sit amongst a group of these influencers that I was watching when I started, and now they're my friends. You know, like, man. I talk to Stan damn near every day. You know, Rich Hustle Ninjas, those guys. Me and A-Dub. A-Dub's another one of my close friends. We talk every other, you know, day. And so to be able to see these guys at the beginning and think, okay, well, they never pay attention to what I'm doing, to today being able to say, this is one of my closest friends, you know, and we don't talk just t-shirts, we're talking life stuff. We've built this friendship, this brotherhood thing. So I think more than anything, what the t-shirt business gave me was just a whole nother set of people that I've now grown close to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Let me get this right. So, bro, you've been a boxer, singer, songwriter, a YouTuber, custom apparel, plus a brand. That's a lot of hats to wear. And you're still actively doing most of them or all of them. I'm not sure where you stand at with boxing, but I do know that you're still deeply connected with the music community. All this cross marketing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm connected to the boxing community too. I didn't have any intentions on fighting again, but we did try to schedule a fight for July that fell through. You know, particular person that we wanted to fight, and I know there was a couple contracts that were sent. I know there was some talks of donating to like this person's charity if they would have took the fight, and the person, the fella didn't take the fight. So I'm not going to fight in July. I probably won't fight again. But, you know, I still, when I can, you know, I'll coach and things like that. And I'll get in and try to work out when I can. But, yeah, the music industry is probably the one thing that I'm heavily involved in. You know, a lot of artists today that are doing stuff. You know, my cousin's still touring. One of my best friends, his name is Marty James. And Marty wrote the song. I'm not sure if you guys listen to, you know, reggaeton, but he wrote Despacito with, you know, Luis Fonsi, Daddy Yankee, and them. These are like
a lot, but I know some of the lyrics.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. There you go. And so, yeah, and so, you know, and having that connection, you know, stress, and connection to 40, and you know, my boy Rick Rock, you know, my boy Battle just signed this, you know, this deal, and Battle just finished his video with Snoop Dogg, so we did all the merchandise for that. So it's just this circle I've been involved in my whole life, and everyone's growing, you know, and I'm able to utilize those.
I gotta stop you again. He name dropped again.
Yeah, he did.
He called him Battle, but we all know him as Battle.
Battle Loco.
Cat.
Yeah. You know, he just dropped the single, Curse of the Crypt, and it took off. It took off. You know, he just finished the video with Snoop. Snoop dropped he dropped something on New Year. I haven't seen it yet, but it was like a documentary on the Algorithm album. Yeah. And so, you know, my boy Battle's on that, Rick Rock, like these cats. And so, you know, and then in fact, Battle's up in San Diego right now. I just did a whole box of merch. He's got a beautiful video coming out where he's uniting all these different colors. your blues, burgundies, grays, greens, right? So he's uniting all these sides, you know, for this particular video, and it's called Homie's Gonna Love This. So, you know, yeah. And so to see these guys, and mind you, it's funny with Battle Loco, about 4 or 5 years ago, we were stuck in this job, this place, miserable spot to be at. But every morning, like he would come to my cubicle. I kid you not. Every single morning, he'd be like, you know, like one day we're gonna be out of here. One day we're gonna be entrepreneurs. Our careers are gonna take off. I'd just be like, yeah, cool, yeah, you know, I hear you, but I don't know, you know. And but he preached that every single day to me. He still does. Lo and behold, you know, he drops that one single. You got Def Jam on him. You got these videos with Snoop and all these people, and it's like it's amazing to see. And even with Stress, you know, with Stress, this thing where his career not anywhere near dead at all. But if people know who Stress is, if you just listen to any 40 records, Redman, these people like that, Stress is the king of hooks. He's on everybody's hook. Even when you don't think it's him, right? But the merchandise game. So when we started to drop merch, it wasn't just the dog set it up, and his name is Dan the dog, by the way. So I'll show you guys a picture later on. But from this dog, we were able to create this whole line of merchandise for him, and that merchandise line opened up other deals. They're doing like an NFT deal now. He dropped the 4005 album, and it's, you know, it's all based on what merchandise can do for you. And that's why I tell people, man, like merchandise can open so many doors that you would have never expected. You know what I mean? And so for musicians, a lot of music people, that's why you see them getting into the merchandise game now. But they never thought that before. It was like, I want to get a deal. I'm just going to rap and that's it. Then what? Merchandise cannot last that. And so that's what I'm seeing now.
Some streams.
So, man, what is the conversation like? So you said Stressmatic is your best friend. So what is the conversation like? Help knowing, like, I don't know how to put my question. I'm sorry.
Right.
So you helped him get this merch line. You introduced him to this merch line, right? So
right.
What's the conversation like now from you having that vision as doing his merch to all this, the NFTs and all this? What's the conversation between you two like now from that? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, well, you know, I mean, we talk pretty much every single day. In fact, he just called me a little bit ago, so I have to call him back. But the conversations usually are, what are we doing next? How do we outdo what we did the last time? Or do we go back and update something else? But to have people like him and like, you know, like we discussed prior to getting on here, some stuff I'm going through, to have people like him call me every day just to say, man, do not lose, you know, what you've built. You know, even if we're not doing my line, I need you to focus on creating your next design. I need you to focus on trying to promote this thing. And those are the conversations now. It's, you know, how do we continue to build this empire, you know, making sure that we hold each other accountable, you know what I mean? And push each other every single day. So that's our conversation pretty much every single day. Even with Battle Local, like Battle, he's sending me scriptures all day long. He's sending me motivational videos. He's on my line. These guys are not letting me, you know, fall off, and they know what I'm going through. So to have them in my life is so huge, man, because I don't know where I would be without them guys. And, you know, and again, you know, Stan has, oh God, you know, he grew. At first, we didn't butt heads, but at first I was like, I don't know if I like this guy. That was my first thing. I was like, he said, you know, I wasn't prepared for that blunt, and, you know, but then when you become Stan's friend, I mean, I'm talking about Stan Banks, nothing T-shirt side hustle, nothing.
Right.
He has one of the most beautiful spirits on this earth, man. And that dude literally, I think we're very, very similar. He would give you the shirt off of his back, you know? And, you know, when I had a situation when I lost my press and these other things, he was the first person like, man, okay, cool. So look in the mail. Don't say anything else. You know, anything I needed, he's always been there, especially during these times that I'm going through. He's just like these guys, and Stan's out in Delaware, right? These guys are local to me, but he's just like these guys every other day. What's up? What do you need today? What are we doing? And he called me, I think it was this morning. We're doing something Saturday, I believe it is. He was like, I don't want to, can I cuss? I don't want to cuss if I can't cuss.
Oh, you good.
Yeah.
So
but yeah,
go.
yeah, he was like, he's like, I don't give a shit what you're feeling, what you're going through. He said, be your ass in LA, right? That's for the ISS, you know, the impressions. And I'm like, okay, I got you. And those are the kind of relationships that I like to keep around myself now. It's like, push me, hold me accountable, you know, and I do the same thing for these guys, you know?
Yeah, that's like Stan, man. A lot of people don't know what that brother does behind the scenes for a whole bunch of people.
Right.
Tremendous.
Once again, salute to the GOAT. We talk about that impression show real quick. Yeah. So we're going. The Squad Creative Podcast will be there.
Nice.
Most definitely trying to holler at everybody that's coming up in the crafting community.
Right.
Give us some reasons to why we should attend that impression show.
Well, hell, I mean, if you care about your t-shirt business at all, you would want to attend. I mean, it's the biggest convention there is, right? It's held in Long Beach. Not only that, but you're going to be able to be around so many of today's influencers that they don't attend every other show. But for some reason, Long Beach brings them out. Not only these influencers, but you're going to be able to be hands-on with these companies. You know, I know Heat Transfer Warehouse, Stahls, you have Supercolor, so many different places that you hear, that you see all day long on Instagram and YouTube and things like that. I mean, James from Econo Transfer is going to be there, right? Why wouldn't you want to get in the presence of these people who have been doing it, have success, you know, and you can do it for free? I mean, if you want to pay for the class, it's cool. Yeah, you can pay for the classes, but you're telling me if I don't pay for the class, I still have access to these people for free? You know, man, go up there with some people who have been doing it longer than you. They may be able to give you a gem or two to take back home with you and help you grow your business. You know, you want to build these relationships, and there's no better place to be than impressions for me. You know, I know Stan is throwing another one though. I think I don't want to promote it too soon, but I know he's throwing something in March. I think it's called the Hustlers Print Conference, right? And that'll be in Texas. So that's his thing, right? So
more details coming soon, y'all. More details
coming. Yeah. And so, you know, it's things like that. Get around people that are doing bigger things. You know, Stan's gonna be there. Stan will educate you. Big Brando's gonna be there. I'm not sure if Rich is actually going. I heard he was. Alan A will be there. In fact, we were just talking about hotel rooms. I don't have this kind of money, so I said, you get to stay over there. I got to find somewhere to stay. You know? Yeah, but just so many people, you know, and even for the women, you know, Angela Jasmine, right? She's the biggest thing out there on, right? Hey, you know, connect with her for free. Hey, why not? You know? And so, yeah, just too many people, too many opportunities, and then there's also after the convention. I don't know the spot yet, you know, where we're all meeting at, but it's for us. It's for influencers and whatever else. We're gonna get together, do our own thing, you know. And so be there. Don't meet me there, beat me there.
Beat me there. For sure.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'll be out there. We'll be out there. Mixing and mingling, man. So if y'all out there watching, y'all can make it there. Come out there. It's gonna be a big deal.
Right.
Huge deal.
Yeah.
It's the best way to market yourself. And like you said, where else would you want to be when you're going to have all these conglomerates in one room, one time?
One room.
Rubbing elbows with the best. You got to be there to, you know, soak that up and in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, and not only that, but for the sublimation people, you have my boy Donesh, Silky Socks, he'll be there. Cassandra from Blanks Galore, you know, all the BG folks are there. If you're into sublimation, there's a lot of people that are going to be here.
So that's the impression show, y'all, in Long Beach, 21st through the 23rd. The impression show.
There's some people.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope I'll get out here and become a groupie because there's some people I really want to meet.
Get out here and become really.
Connie Hard said, make sure y'all mask up. These COVID numbers are going up. Oh, yeah, I'll be double masked up in real life.
Yeah, absolutely mask up. You know, even folks that have the shot, man, they're getting it, you know. But yeah, I mean, the t-shirt business, man. I mean, I'm sitting here with you guys. I wouldn't be sitting here with you guys if I wasn't in the t-shirt business, right? So look at the look at the people you're able to meet, connect with, you know. And I talk to you guys regularly too. Me and Mike always check in, you know. So I know for sure, and without a shadow of a doubt, because of what I'm going through, and I have some personal stuff right now. Like I was saying earlier, there's a transition process happening for me, that is taking place a little difficult on my life and my heart right now. But how amazing that I didn't have to say anything, and people already knew, right? Because I get messages like, my box is so full. It's like, man, I haven't seen you. What's going on? Like, what's the deal? We're praying for you, praying for you. And I check in, put a video up, and say, man, I'm going through some stuff right now. Say a prayer for me, you know. And I have now, but I hadn't pressed a shirt since the end of October through November, nothing, right? And I still had all the same people, if not more, people reaching out, being like, man, look, like, we know something is wrong with you. We're praying for you. What do you need? What do we need to send you? So the t-shirt business it goes beyond that for me. I built these friendships with these people, and they really will. They'll look out for you. They'll take care of you. They do have your back. Thanks for the prayers. Whoever just said that. Yeah, you know, and so yeah, you know, that's one of the most amazing things, man. Is I've built these friendships that I know go beyond me pressing a shirt and me doing some content piece. And that's kind of all I've ever wanted for my life, man, is you know, I just want to build friendships, build networks that last a lifetime. But I also want to be able to use my story, whatever I've gone through, to help other people, you know, become entrepreneurs or just get through relationships or whatever it is, you know, whatever my story is. I want to use that. It's also a healing process for me too. It's funny because I started a new TikTok. Unfortunately, due to some stuff, one of my TikToks was banned. There's nothing but t-shirt stuff on there, and we won't go into that. It is what it is. But you know, someone got it banned, and so I said, okay, you know, I'm done with TikTok. But when this thing kind of hit me in November, you know, what I'm going through right now, I said, what else do I do, man? Let me just get on TikTok again and see if I can get my account restored. And I log on, and they still said it was still, you know, pending. But I noticed I had another account. It was like when I first signed up. So I said, you know, let me utilize this and start talking about maybe what I'm going through. And so what I'm finding as healing for myself, people are now starting to reach out to me from the TikTok thing when it comes to relationship stuff, the different things to look for, narcissistic relationships, gaslighting, and things like that, right? So now I'm starting to use that story. Thank you. Shout out to you too, Shayna. Thank you.
Thank you, Shayna.
Yeah, and so I'm starting to use that story now. So cool, I got the t-shirt thing. Now I got something else more devastating going on, and healing for me. I'm gonna talk about it, you know, because maybe that experience of how I'm coming out of it or going through it will help somebody else. So I just use my life, guys. I use whatever I'm going through, whatever I've gone through, you know, to just tell the story and see who it helps, you know, and hopefully it resonates with somebody. And you know, I've been blessed that a lot of stuff I've gone through that people don't talk about or afraid to talk about, it's been accepted. So they're accepting me, saying like, look, I've gone through these things in my life, you know, and it's helping people, you know. And that's all I want to do. I just want to help other people, you know, become entrepreneurs, grow, or whatever, you know.
It's a beautiful thing that we have here in this custom content / creator community.
Yeah.
Said it time and time again. This is like a family.
Yeah.
And a lot more times than often, this is the family you can reach out to. And it's crazy because we have our family that live with us, but more often than none, it's always going or resulting back to our crafting community and getting advice from those that we work with on a regular, that see us and know us. And I seen, was it about mid-October, I was like, I ain't seeing no t-shirt buddy post, no nothing, no what's going on, you know?
Right.
But bruh, you here?
Right.
We appreciate you, everything and all that you do. Keep chucking forward. Before we continue on with this program, now I gotta play an ad from our sponsors, Vinyl Supply Unlimited. Visit Vinyl Supply Unlimited today. VinylSupplyUnlimited.com has so much to offer. First of all, Jason's a Caesar authorized dealer. That means he carries all the flavors, all the patterns, all the puffs that you need for your vinyl needs. Not only does he carry vinyl, he also carries adhesive decal vinyl and additional supplies for your everyday crafting needs. Are you in need of some glitter? Well, he got that. You don't have to look no further. Are you in need of classes? Maybe some training over some of the products that you use? Look no further. This man also carries his own line of glitter, the ultrafine, the chunky iridescent, Squad Creatives 10 at the checkout. He also carries alcohol inks, a plethora of flavors, over 50 I do believe, to where you can mix and match and make it your own, very custom. Then if you're in need of molds, this man also carries molds, the gingerbread mold, cross molds, whatever it is that you need for your crafting needs. Visit Vinyl Supply Unlimited today. Use the code Squad Creatives 10 at checkout for 10% off of your entire purchase. That's VinylSupplyUnlimited.com. Y'all make sure y'all head on over there and use that code. He has any and everything you could just about imagine. Vinyl Supply Unlimited. We are back with the T-shirt buddy.
Yes. Man, I want to apologize to you, though, Ruben, because I did notice you not being on there. And, bro, sometimes I was going through some things around it.
I know you were, but yeah.
I did reach out. I apologize for that. And
oh, no, brother. Yeah.
Thinking about it, man. I know that we need people. You will hear from me more often. Just moving forward, man, because I understand. So, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's, you know, I mean, we're all, man, these are some trying times, man. Like, you know, a year ago or whatever, when this started, I you know, who would have known that we, thank you, Frankie. Thank you. Terlin, thank you. Yeah. You know, who would have known that we'd be here today, right? Whatever circumstances we're going through. Mm-hmm. And, you know, what I'm learning through this entire process is you get what you put into it, right? Mm-hmm. But when you, for me at least, let me retract a little bit, is, yeah, I built this quick success, right? I'm able to mingle with a lot of great folks, travel a little bit more than I've ever, you know, thought I would do, becoming an influencer, an affiliate to a lot of these places. But it still doesn't take away, you know, from the fact that we have personal lives and we struggle with some personal things too, you know. And I think one of the things of becoming an influencer is the expectation sometimes is we're supposed to be on at all times, you know. And yeah, I'm not that guy, you know. I'm like, look, I'm going through some shit, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be on as much as I possibly can, but I'm going through some shit, you know. And so what I say to T-shirt people is be yourself. That's probably where I'm going with this, is be yourself. Don't try to be on at all times creating this character that doesn't have personal issues. I think you can connect more with people, you resonate more with people when you're your real self. You know what I mean? Right. And it's funny because one of my friends wrote me earlier, and she was like, hey, I'm starting to see a lot more people do some comedic stuff like you used to do, and so on and so and so, you know. And I'm like, but to me, it was never a comedy. You know, I just kind of said, look, I'm from Vallejo, California, and it sounds comedic, but we're just talking shit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But, yeah, you know, and so it's like I would tell people, don't try to be anybody else but yourself. But as long as you tell the truth, I guarantee you more opportunities will happen for you. And I think that's the blessing that I've received in the T-shirt business, is that these companies don't have to mess with me. You know what I mean? They don't at all. But I think because we're all unique. We're all, you know, we have our own individual, you know, uniqueness to us, right? But there's enough salesmen out there, you know, enough salesmen out there. And I'm not trying to be no salesman. If you want me to be, you're getting me, you know? So yeah, I'll get on here. I'll sell your transfers. I'll learn your transfer, anything you want me to learn. Right. But I'm telling you that if I post some content today, that's me talking about how great your transfer is, tomorrow when I break up with somebody, you might see some content about me breaking up with somebody. You know, I guess I don't want to be that guy. It's not t-shirts every single day for me. T-shirts is a part of my life. But if you come to my Instagram, you're seeing my life. I'm not that influencer. You're getting every part of me. And that's what I think I was able to do to set myself apart from everything else that's out there. I don't mind talking about this is what I'm going through. This is not what I'm going through. You know, even issues that, you know, I had with other YouTubers. And we won't go into that stuff. I was down for that. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't think it would cost me anything, because I feel like if I'm in my truth and I'm telling my truth, then, you know, let's put it out there for everybody else to see and they can decide. You know, and I got caught in that trap a little bit, you know, at the hands of, you know, even other influencers that are close to me. I was like, man, look, like, Rube, don't even go into that. Don't even mention that stuff. I'm like, you know what, man, F that, because I'm that real that if you got a problem with me, you don't have a problem with Ruben. You got a problem with not the character. You got a problem with the t-shirt buddy. That's who I created. You don't have a problem with Ruben. If you got a problem with Ruben, you know, then we handle that completely different. That's a face-to-face conversation. You got a problem with the person that I created on YouTube and whatever else. So it's stuff like that, right? So I just keep everything as real as I possibly can, man. And so again, I kind of got off track here, but I say, man, at the end of the day, just be yourself.
That was actually something good that you said, man. I think one of the people said about the character, man. I heard Charleston White. I don't know if y'all know who that is, but he's like he tosses shit, but he was talking about rappers. I won't name none of the names because I didn't like the way he put it, but he was naming some of these rappers that the rap persona was a character that they created, man. And
right.
So I want to ask you, who is Ruben versus the t-shirt buddy?
Good question.
That's a damn good question, man. You put me on the spot with that one.
My bad.
No, it's good. To be honest with you, they're one and the same. They're one and the same people. I don't see a difference other than the fact that the t-shirt buddy isn't a real name. It's just, you know, that's the name of my business, right? Although people have started to call me Buddy because they don't know my name. They go, hey, Buddy, how you doing? I'm like, okay, cool. I might just change my name to Buddy.
Yeah.
But they're one and the same because everything you get, you know, it's just it's me. You know, there's no difference other than just the names. You know, a title means nothing. I'm real. You know, if my name was Gumshoe or whatever, you mean like I'm the same person no matter what. You know, I'm just myself, and I try to always be as real as I possibly can. I mean, I am, even if it costs some people to be irritated with whatever. But you know, I think what it is too that some he said, Vallejo, stop it. Shayna says Sacktown, huh? Yeah, I live in Sac right now. I don't know anything about Sac, but I live here. But I'm Vallejo, you know, to the death of me. I think for me, brother, is we all have favor in our life, right? God gives us all favor, and you know, it's not for everybody to understand and like. But I walk in my favor so tough that it irritates people who can't understand why they hate me when they don't have a reason to hate me. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not a lot of people. It could be a couple people, but like you're mad because you can't understand the favor that I walk in.
And then a lot of that too is the misery that they live in, man. A lot of people live in misery and love it there, and they want to bring as many people into it as they possibly can.
Yeah. Like you can't be smiley at all times. You can't be happy. You can't be smiling. You can't be loving on people. What you mean? You know, you can tell a guy he looks great. You love him too, and you know you must be gay. I got that too, right? No, brother, I just love people, you know, and I'm not going to change for everybody. Even if that meant that 1 million people would unfollow me, cool. I'm still going to do me. You know what I mean? That's not changing who I am, but I'm staying true to who I am, and I'm a lover of people. In fact, look, this Marcella right there. I was talking about her earlier. I'm a lover of people. That's never going to change, you know. And it's not for people to understand because I'm not out here trying to please anybody. I'm just doing me. And the people who come along this journey, hey, welcome, you know, and let's connect. But for those that don't want to be a part of it, good luck, you know.
Hey, Ruben, at the end of the day, that's all we could do, brother. Just keep being ourselves. Keep continuing with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to mention, you said that you say somebody called you gay because you said that you love a man or whatever. I want to say that, like, bro, I'm quick to tell, like, my friends or whatever, man, I love you or whatever. Man, life, for one thing, life's too short to have that wall. If you love them, let them know, man. And just because you say you love somebody, don't make it a romantic love. It just shows you how shallow and narrow-minded and ignorant people really are, man. You know, I just say, brother, keep that energy. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean?
I tell everybody I love
he ain't talking about you, Miss 5B. Sorry about that.
I tell everybody, man, you know, I'm secure in my manhood. You know, I'm super secure in my manhood. I'm not the guy that walks around, you know, sorry how I say this, I'm not concerned about anybody else's penis size. You know what I mean? Like I'm secure, you know, and I'm straight as an arrow. But you know, if I want to compliment my friend,
we love you back.
Yeah. See, love you. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong, man. Like I would rather give people their roses while they're here. Yeah, that came at the heels of me doing the video for Stan, you know, where I was like, I just love you, bro. And I got all these people together. Mike, you were on there. I got you guys on there.
Yeah.
You know,
and I was glad to be a part of that.
Me too.
Yeah, and so that came at the heels of that stuff, you know, and I'm like, so I'm gay for giving another man his roses while he's here, you know, for saying I love you, bro. And you know, I mean, I you know, it's not, like I said, it's not for everybody to understand, but you know, when you're secure, man, like I can care less what any other guy thinks, you know what I mean? So I've been able to open up doors that many other people can't, because I'm just myself, you know. And may my brother rest in peace, he died a few years ago. One of the things that keeps me motivated at all times, you know, when I'm going into something, or even if I'm, you know, getting ready to have a meeting with somebody for a possible, you know, job, or maybe a client or whatever else it is, I always think of my brother, because since I was a kid, and I never understood this, he would always say, man, you are the best networker I've ever known in my entire life. You're going to network your way throughout your whole life. And I was like, no, I just talk to people. Yeah, I'm like, I just talk to people. I'm just, you know, he's like, no, understand, you're the best networker I've ever known. And so anytime I'm getting ready to start something new, excuse me, before I hit any company or any whatever, the first thing I tell myself, I'm the best networker that ever existed, even if I'm not, right? And so that to me gives me all the confidence when I'm going into something, to say, like, look, I'm not walking out of whatever this meeting is until I get them to say yes, or I had this job, you know, whatever else is. And for me, I
said positive affirmations work.
Yeah. And I've gotten a million yeses compared to like a few no's, you know what I mean? And I favor whatever, you know, is being myself, you know. The teddy bears, oh, you teddy bears.
Man, speaking of that, man, let me stop you there and read some of these comments, man. They over here talking. It's a lot of comments we missed.
That was a lot. Thank you.
Crafty Leo said it was so true what you were saying before. Totally. Barb LaFon, hi everybody. We have not said hi to people. Barb LaFon, Crafty Leo.
Thank you.
Barb LaFon said totally agree to always be yourself.
Thank you.
Aaron said, yeah, I saw your video on IG about what you were going through.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
The baby's booty said, I know that's right. Can't be fake. Gotta be me and available when I can. Period.
Right.
Real talk.
Carr said, say that then. What's up, y'all? Connie Hart said, yes, be yourself at all times, man, always. And then we read that one. Terrence said, I like your transparency about yourself on IG.
Thank you, man. Yeah.
Gina said, hey, man. He goes, what's happening, Gina? Long time no see. Marcella, what's up?
Gina.
Marquita Carr said, preach. I do as custom said, abundance is our birthright, period, man.
Amen to that.
Let me see. We got some more.
I see 78 comments. I'm like, do I hit this chat thing, or do I hang up on you if I hit the chat thing?
Nah, you're good.
I'm gonna jinx myself and hit the chat and be like, oh man, I lost y'all. He's like Daniel 80 on there. I'm afraid to hit that button. I'm just gonna stay right here. Just know that I see 80 something comments.
We got you, bro. We got you.
Gina said, I'm gay, LOL, ain't nothing wrong with it. Live, sister, live.
I'm gay happy.
Shayna Cross over here banging on you. She said Moreno Valley.
Moreno
yeah.
Valley. Okay.
Baby's
Moreno
blue.
Valley. Where's that? Is that down south? Yeah, down south, huh? Like Southern Cal. Yeah. You know, I mean, no offense, but you know, no one does it like the Bay. I'm just saying, you know.
Bay Area.
Yeah.
Trendsetters, man.
Yeah, there's just man, this is so much. Man, the Bay Area. I mean, look, there's many other places, man, that are wonderful. I just love. I eat, sleep, and breathe where I'm, you know, born and bred, and there's so much that comes out of here, man. It's crazy, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you my bad. See, I didn't mean to cut you off. You have done a lot of things, and you know, this is the first episode of the new year on Squad Creatives Podcast.
Oh yeah, shout out to everybody, man. Happy New Year 2022.
Yeah, happy 2022.
We're a little bit late on this shit, but happy New Year's to everybody.
Man.
Yeah. Do not bring 2021 into 2022.
There you go.
Man,
that's what actually my question is around. Like,
yep.
Tell me something that you're gonna leave in 2021, but also something that you're gonna bring into 2022.
Well, because of what I'm going through, it's on a cusp of both, right?
Yes, sir.
I think that, you know, definitely continuing to do what I was doing. You know, I think I have no choice now but to be even more laser focused on what it was that I was doing in the first place. Trying to change things up a little bit, though. I think that with 2021, everybody was kind of doing the same thing, you know. So when I see videos, you know, I'm not, and this is no jab at anybody. I'm not really impressed with a lot of the, you know, here's Supercolor and this is how you press it. Well, we've done that like 1,000+ times. Everyone's doing that same thing. You know, it could be anything like that. I think for me, it's, you know, my car. Wait, sorry. So I think for me, is how do, like, and this is one of my favorite sayings is, you know, make the garment talk. Like, how do I give this garment a voice, right? And so, yeah, you know, because the garment can't speak, and if it's just putting a picture up, it kind of gets a little boring. Like, okay, cool, you did a shirt out of vinyl. You know what I mean? Like, oh, cool, you use Supercolor, great. Okay, well then, but what's the story behind the shirt? Like, maybe it's just me, but I want to know. Like, this is part of networking. I want to know who that particular shirt or whatever belongs to. What's their story? How can I support them? What if I want to buy that? You know, and you know, creating these stories. I think for me is I did a couple before these things happened where I was just doing some voiceover work, you know, and talking about these particular rappers. As I'm pressing their merchandise. So maybe like a split screen, you know, I'm pressing their merchandise, but the voiceover is like, okay, back in 1980 something, this person came from, you know, this is what they're doing with their career now. This is why they got this particular merchandise. So it's telling the story, you know. I think it's more of that I want to do. And making sure that I'm always thinking of something brand new. I know I have another line that I want to drop, and man, see, I don't want to get judged. I do walk in faith heavily, but I do be cussing sometimes. God is working on me, so bear with me. Yeah, right. But you know, so I have another line. It's F that job. It's actually fuck that job, but right. So I'm gonna drop that soon, and that came just having a conversation with one of my buddies. He's got a line called Trench Made Apparel, and he was going through some stuff at his job. He got injured, right? And you know, it was sweating him. So top of my head, I was like, you know, man, fuck that job. Right. And he was like, wait, what? I said, fuck that job. And we cracked up for about 2 or 3 hours. So if you look at one of my Instagram posts, I think I put up there, I said, have you ever walked into your job while you're sitting there and you tell yourself in the, you know, back of your head, like, fuck that job. Right. Because if this is you, I want you to give me a thumbs up. And, you know, I wanted to see what the traction would be before I dropped the shirts. Yeah. And so that'll be the next thing I drop. And the shirts came out fire. The design is dope. So, you know, I'll be doing that stuff, but I'll be doing more traveling. So I get to go, you know, I'll be going up to Delaware the next couple months when the snow kind of comes down a little bit. We got Houston. Oh, shoot. We got the Texas thing. I just said where's that? My bad. So Texas in March, you know, there's a couple of the places. So I get to do a little bit of traveling. You know, going down to Omniprints to shoot some stuff with Victor Pena down there. So, you know, things are looking up, although things are really hard for me right now. Because in 10 days from now, pray for me, because there's a humongous shift I'm going to have to go through that I was not prepared for. So there might be some dark days, you know, and that's in 10 days from now, man. And so, you know, I'm hoping to push through that, you know, hoping to push through it as strong as I possibly can. And, you know, I almost got emotional because it makes me emotional because it does involve my son and stuff like that. So, you know, that's 10 days from now, man. And I didn't think that I would have to be suffering this right now, especially with, you know, building a business. But I will also use him as motivation to say, I got to make this thing work, you know, no matter where I'm at. So pray for me, y'all, because it's about to get a little hard for me.
Man, prayers up, man.
You working 3 jobs. You working 3, you got 3 active jobs right now. Can you share with us a little bit what you're doing or the method that you're using to get the job done?
My printing methods?
Yeah.
I mean, well, obviously, you know, I mean, we have the companies that I'm an affiliate to. So of course you know, your screen print transfers or your transfers, you know, who doesn't do vinyl? I'm doing sub. I have the iColor. I do DTF. You know, so kind of all those, a combination of everything right now. You know, so the only thing I'm not doing because I couldn't fit it in my little shop was embroidery. So I outsource embroidery. In fact, that, you know, it's Joe with Heart and Hustle. You know, that's his thing. Yeah, my guy Joe does the embroidery stuff.
Man, I want to talk liquid, bro. Let's talk liquid and the motivation and idea behind that.
So liquid is the Rubik's Cube. That was the original thing. And the story behind that is when we moved to the Bay Area. I mean, I was little. We were there you go, liquid dreams. Is we couldn't afford any. We were super poor. You know, we were living in somebody's garage, and you know, anyway, that's a whole nother story. But you know, we didn't get toys, we didn't have clothes, we didn't have things like that, right? But I had a Rubik's Cube. So I that's my passion, that's my love for Rubik's Cubes. So when I was coming up with the liquid thing, I was like, you know, what can I do? I was like, I want something to be dripping into something. And I was like, oh, Rubik's Cube. You know what I mean? And that's how liquid came about. And then I had like this little whale thing I was gonna do, but that's really the story behind liquid. And then someone, when I had came up with it, someone sent me a link and was like, man, there's a company in Japan, they're all over Instagram and they got like a gazillion followers and their stuff is called Liquid. I was like, damn.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's why I started to add I wear liquid, you know. And yeah, and there's nothing really particular about the word liquid. Liquid just means fluid to me, kind of how I am, you know. I'm just fluid. Like, that's how I move through life, you know. But adding the Rubik's Cube to me was, you know, it's that it reminds me of where I came from. That was my first toy, and to this day, I still can't get a damn Rubik's Cube together, man. I got to take the little stickers off and put them in place and be like, I did it. You know?
Did you develop a special Rubik's Cube though? I seen you looking at something that was
oh yeah, the ones that we sublimated.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, those are my nephews. Yeah, those were sublimated.
Sublimation Rubik's Cubes.
Oh,
that's dope.
Yeah, that's my little secret. I'll put a video on that one because everybody asked me. I was like, there's some stuff I got to hold to myself so I can put the content out. Thanks for the prayers, everybody. Thank you. I see them coming in.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll need them. 10 days from now is going to be the most hardest thing I've ever had to go through. So, yeah, you know, I'm not prepared, but I have to be. So I don't know if anyone's ever prepared for something like that. You know, I unfortunately can't share it with you guys. These guys know, you know, but yeah, it's not something I really want it right now. But you know,
it's understandable, man.
I see you nothing to being a successful influencer. I guess Frankie, he giving you your roses right now. I see you from nothing to being a successful influencer.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you. Yeah, appreciate that.
Since the time I discovered you, bro, you've been moving, you've been rocking and rolling, and then I discovered all the evidence you had. I'm like, dang, you do this, and then Oh, singer songwriter. Dang.
So man, you on that camera, brother, you like a duck in water when you get on that camera, man. Like, what's your process for your videos? Are you talking to yourself when you're recording, or are you actually talking to the audience? Because it's like you were born there.
I'm just talking to myself. I never, kind of like music. Here's maybe some more advice that might help. Is I don't write music. I don't shoot content for anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have anybody in mind. I do it for myself with the hopes that it'll resonate with somebody, and that for someone like me, that would probably be too much pressure on my head to be like, okay, I got to do this particular thing for them to like it. Nah, I just talk. I don't have a fear of getting on a camera. I don't have a fear of getting on a podium. I've never feared that. I can get up and just talk in front of whoever. I mean, those that know me, shit, like I'll run down the street butt naked and wouldn't even care. Like you don't dare me. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I'm that secure. That doesn't bother me. And so when I get on the camera, it's just like, cool, turn it on and just talk. Like what's the worst that could happen? I might fumble a word or two. Well, that's what editing is for. If I choose to edit that word out, so again, it just goes back to just, having fun, being yourself and just going for it. Like you don't know unless you try, but if you're doing it for other people with the hopes that you're going to get all these views and these likes and blah, 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 then, it's probably going to take you longer. Just turn that thing on. I use my phone. I'm on my Note 10, Note, whatever. I don't know what the hell this is, but I'm on my Note. Everything I edit is right off my phone. There's so much power in your phone, oh yeah, he saw me on Fruitvale. Yeah, I did Fruitvale. Yep, I was in Fruitvale also. But yeah, so there's so much power in your phone, man. This phone is the key to your success. You got a bank account in your hand. You know what I mean? And so I try not to. I don't. And I do see people's pages. I do support if it pops up on my timeline. I actually don't go to anybody's pages though to see, okay, what are they working on now? If it's on my timeline, the first couple minutes, I'll go and view it, because I feel like I'm wasting time going through everybody else's stuff. I just want to shoot my own thing. You know what I mean? And so I'm hard on myself when it comes to that. As I spend more time utilizing this phone with the hopes that, it can generate some income, generate some opportunities, and time is precious, man. You can't get that back. So I'm gonna utilize mine the best that I possibly can.
So what apps are you editing using to edit in?
You want me to give you my secret apps?
Look at it,
right? Yeah, no, I'll tell you. Yeah, so I'm really huge on KindMaster, and InShot. InShot does a lot of stuff. Yeah, but KindMaster is a beast.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you, KindMaster a lot. That little imprint that come on the video, is that a permanent thing, or do you have to pay to get that?
Which one? On KindMaster or InShot?
No, KindMaster, that water print that they have in the right hand corner of everybody's video.
You gotta pay.
I'll pay.
Okay. Yeah, I'll send you a link. I'll send you a downloadable link. All
right. Yeah.
So yeah, it's the whole pro version. Because yeah, I mean, there's so much you can do, man, with your phone. And then now that like I can order Supercolor from my phone. I can order. I do everything. I can go to Canva. Every single last thing I want to do that I can do on a computer, I can do right here on my phone. So why not utilize it, man? Like it is a walk-in bank account if you know how to use it correctly.
Power technology.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need to get into it, man. I got, I don't mind sharing my story and stuff, but I'm private. I've always been a private person, man. It's always been me. Like, so sometimes I get lost in that, and that's something I need to break out. That's why I'm asking you these questions. And
yeah, well, I got something for you.
He said he got something.
I got something for you.
Yeah.
You know why you have to break out of that?
Because I need some money. I need a check.
Hey, that's one of the reasons.
Because I need some money.
Yeah, you want to break out of that, man. I'll tell you why you want to break out of that. And anybody who feels that way is God gave you a voice, bro.
Period.
You know, God gave you a life, you know, and there are other people in your same situation. Speaking of God, look, I just had this notification pops up. It's my night prayer. How do I get rid of this doggone thing? Okay. Yeah, so he gave you a voice, and there's other people in the same position as you right now that are afraid to use their voice. You got a story, you got a life, you've lived enough experience. Somebody needs to hear that, right? So there's somebody sitting down right now being like, man, I don't know, like no one understands me, blah, blah, blah. But what if you went through the same exact thing, man, and something you have to say can either save this person's life, can motivate this person, you know, you're speaking life into somebody else.
See, for me, typically I do that through my music, but now I'm like I literally do a song a year. I don't do as much music as I used to. I'm a song a year type of person, but
but that's 3 minutes. That's 3 minutes. So you're only giving me 3 minutes of a story, but right here, you know, right now you're giving me something that's going to hold so much more value. I'm gonna remember this whole conversation. I might remember a couple of your lyrics, but then I'm gonna wait for the next song. But this conversation right here, I'm gonna carry it. You know,
for sure.
Makes sense.
I guess I do talk more about man. We did sort of right. We did 67 episodes last year alone.
Right.
Hey, salute.
Yeah, salute.
I wish I could clap or had some sound effects. Get
that 67 without going through the whole year twice a week, bare minimum.
Right.
Yeah. Imagine what we're gonna give y'all this year, just for the record.
Some straight heat. That's what's coming.
Yeah.
You did quite a few interviews. Back in November, I see you did one with Kevin Mumphrey.
Yeah. I just did his. Yeah, his podcast. Super intelligent dude, man.
Very.
Yeah, we did his. I just did his. I posted it up, I think a couple weeks ago or something. Man, I don't know his links, but if people aren't following what he's doing, his podcast is, man, the people he brings on there, I'm like, whoa. You know what I mean? He's got some great content, man.
Yeah, man.
You also did another one with MC Majorkey. She out of the area where you at, right?
Yeah.
I swear I was turned on to this person by C, but he don't remember telling me about her.
Who?
You, MC Majorkey.
Yeah, that's my girl. Yeah.
MC Majorkey.
McGee.
McGee.
Yeah, McGee. Oh man, like if you don't know about McGee, man, she holds Sacramento down, like, you know, but not only that, but she's been at this for so long that she's really big within the industry, man, and people don't even realize what she's done for people. They got a beautiful radio station, man. I could live in that thing and be happy. But she is a powerful voice for a lot of the musicians up here. You know, I mean, Sac. It's funny because Sac is only 50 minutes maybe or something from the Bay, or maybe a little further. And it's funny because there's still they're their own separate entity. It's really weird. Like, you know, like living in the Bay, I never came to Sac at all. I didn't have to until I moved up here, right? But it's, even though we're cool, there's still the separation. Sac has their own kind of music thing, you know, that and the Bay has their own. But I can say McGee kind of holds it down. I mean, she holds all the Sac down, but she's also connected with these Bay Area folks as well. And I think she has a show. It's called a 360 Radio. That's what it is. 360 Radio. I think she's every Monday night, every Tuesday or something.
I know 360 Radio.
Man, you got to check her out, man. Powerful. I'm trying to get Stan on there actually.
Oh yeah. I know 360 Radio. I know who that is.
I believe you introduced me to him. I wouldn't even have known him.
Huh?
I said I believe he introduced me to 360 Radio. I wouldn't even have known him.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't smoke, I don't drink or anything, but I was higher than the giraffe's testicles when I walked out of the station. Yeah. I was like, man, I got contact high, sitting next to them. But I mean, just powerful person, man. Wonderful friend of mine, and I'm hoping to get back on there again soon.
I don't smoke or drink either. Shout out to you, brother.
Yeah, yeah, I'm clean as a whistle.
Actually,
but so what can we expect from T-Shirt Buddy in 2022? I know you said we going some places. Just give us a little bit. What can we expect coming from the T-Shirt Buddy?
You know, that's another tough one, man. I don't know. That'll be my honest answer. Just, you know, I think every day is a new day. I don't even know what to expect tomorrow. You know, I expect and I pray just to wake up another day, you know, and continue to build, you know, this empire. But for 2022, what I do pray is that, you know, as I'm recovering through what I'm getting ready to go through, is just that it has a reason behind why I needed to go through this, you know, and I hope that reason is, you know, I don't want to get all spiritual and everything, but, you know, I know that God has a tendency of separating you from people that he doesn't see to be fit for you or around you. And sometimes we stay in things way longer than we need to when it wasn't meant for us in the first place, right? And if I believe he'll send you every single sign and get out of it, but some of us don't have enough strength to do that on our own. And so, you know, and I think sometimes, you know, there has to be some extra measures taken, because if he didn't do it, I wouldn't have done it by myself, you know. And so I want to believe that there's a purpose behind all of this, and that 2022 is just, it's a breakout year for me. I don't know in what area, because I'm involved in so many things. Maybe it's film, maybe it's voiceover work again. Maybe I'll be able to go back to coaching boxing. I don't know, you know, but I think with the T-shirt community is I'm just hoping to bring a whole different, you know, light to it, that you can just be yourself, you can have fun, and you can make a gang load of money doing it. You know, who'd have thought that, you know, a T-shirt, just a T-shirt, bro. How does a T-shirt open up so many opportunities for you? It's just a shirt. And as long as there's people walking this earth, which there are millions of them, someone's always going to need a shirt. They're not going to wear the same thing every single day. So I know that in my back pocket, as long as I'm carrying my Heatpress, I got business.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know. We'll see what God has in store for me, man. I just hope that it's happiness more than anything else.
Man, I was just thinking, man. You posted a video not too long ago. Baby Bash is your cousin?
He is, yeah. Like my real cousin, not like, oh, it's my play cousin. That's my real cousin, yeah.
That's dope, man. Baby Bash. I think he's he's an underrated rapper, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
He's underrated. Yeah. He's underrated.
Yeah, yeah, he is. In fact, he hit me yesterday about everything I'm going through too. So we have a good relationship. You know, I'm related to a couple people that have been in the industry or different industries and have a really big name, right? I'm not saying that's for any, it's not clout chasing at all, but the beauty about that is I've never ever once asked any of them for any favors. I never said, hey, let me say your name, let me, you know, unless it wasn't, you know, with something good. I'll promote something that they've done, right? But I'll never be like, oh yeah, I'm pressing shirts because my cousin got me on. Nah, anything I've ever done, I've done it by myself, you know. And I never want them to feel like because I had certain family member, that's why I got on, you know. Because one of my cousins now, I share his stuff all the time, and he's one of the biggest photographers, you know, in hip hop. You know, he's one of the biggest photographers when it comes to lowriders, period. That's his thing, you know. I could have totally used his line. I could have totally been like, you know, well, this is my cousin, let me, you know, it's not worth it because it doesn't feel like success to me. If I can't get it on my own, then I don't want it.
But even Baby Bash, like, that's dope. Huh? I said even Baby Bash, man, like, it's dope that you found your way amongst all the people you know, amongst all the people you dealt with. I do remember, like, on the first time we had you on, I ain't gonna say the last time, but the first time we had you on, you had mentioned you had just got a gold record with E40, right?
Stress. Yeah, Stress's record. Yeah.
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
has that reached platinum yet?
I don't know. I know that there's a couple more plaques. There's a plaque for it's a Snoop Dogg record. I think it's overseas or something, and that might be a platinum plaque. And so this is my circle. My guys are getting plaques. We're making music. We're, I want my very own to say my own name on there. You know what I mean? That's what I'm working towards next. And I don't know if that happens, but I've been on a couple of Bash's records. In fact, I did a song. He released something. A couple months ago. I forgot the name of the comp right now, but I wrote a song on there. So I still write and things like that. Get that bit of credit. I got a publishing deal still, so I'm always submitting work, jingles or whatever else it is. So I'm involved in things that I love that will, for the rest of my life, will bring a couple pennies in. I got so much music out now that I haven't released an album, bro, a full-length album since 2015.
Mm-hmm.
But every 30, 45 days, whatever, when it's these quarters pop up, I get a check every single time for stuff that I did way long ago that's garbage. Like, I wouldn't even buy my own stuff back then, right? But I'm like, yeah, but I'm still getting a check all the time, and so I think that's the point of life, man. Set yourself up, have all these different streams of income, man, that can set you up for life. It may not be a lot, but it'll always come on time when you need it. You know what I mean?
Period.
So true. So true.
That's how it works too. So, man, now all the music, because a lot of the people that you deal with I'm like fans of. Like, but I ain't gonna keep talking about music, but I do. I'm gonna tell you though, like when I saw that Baby Bash was your cousin, like, bro, I've been a fan of that dude. I remember him when he was Baby Beesh.
Yeah, Beesh. Yeah,
he was in it. I tell you, this is how deep a fan I used to be of that man growing up. I know that Baby Beesh was because he drove the Mitsubishi truck.
Yeah.
That's like he was always one of my favorites, but he was so underrated because everybody going for that, for the radio songs, the commercial songs, but stuff that he had that wasn't commercial was far better than any of that, in my opinion.
Yeah. He's got so many hit records that people, I don't think people realize, but yeah, this is what he's done his whole life, and prior to Beesh, his name was Wheat Bread. So like, it goes way before, Wheat Bread, and he was, Pot and the Deuce. Pot and the Deuce was big out here. I'm not sure if you follow Pot and the Deuce. That was his first group, and so what I love and admire about my cousin so much, bro, is he never took no for an answer, right? Mm-hmm. And his biggest thing is like, he never wanted to, even to this day, he never wants to fit in. He just does him. And and then of course they had a Latino Velvet records. I'm on those also with them, right? But
I remember those.
Yeah. And so I remember when he was leaving, he was like, man, first he went to New York because he was messing with Fat Joe and them. Mm-hmm. Not to talk about their deal. He didn't end up going with Terror Squad and them. But then I remember when he came back, I was working. He walks in, he's like, I got to talk to you. I'm moving to Texas, in a couple of days. And we were kind of like, Texas, like, why Texas all of a sudden? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so he goes to Texas, connects with SPM and them out there, and that's how he signed the Dope House. Yeah, so he got the Dope House deal, and then of course, unfortunately, the stuff that happened with SPM. But I think the fact that he was so different coming from the Bay, and Texas didn't have anything like him, in fact, it's funny. I have the first original. Unless he lets me to drop it, I got the first original Sugar cut of that song.
Oh, really?
That was, and there was way more. There was way more stuff in the song. I think in the stuff that's on the radio, there's like a section of the song that turns into like a radio voice. I got the one that doesn't have a radio voice, extended version. So he would go on to make that hit. But he was doing other stuff, but that would be his first hit that got him on. When he signs the deal with Clive Davis, he does that, and he's still touring. I just saw him, a couple of weeks ago, and and it's funny because not only that, but what he was so beautiful at doing is one of my friends, or a couple of all my friends are still with him. that are his hype man, like my boy Rich Rap, you know, my boy Angel, like those are the guys who are his hype man. Any show you go to, you're gonna see them. But he never forgot where he came from, and he took his original friends with him, and he's never changed it since. You know,
yeah, that's how it's supposed to be, man. Should
that is
be.
awesome. Man, you said that basically your whole career in music and out of music, you've been surrounded with stars, and you never had to ask anybody for a thing. You went and got it on your own. I gotta commend you for that. It's a lot of folks out there that is waiting to pull up on somebody else's coattail to become famous instead of coming with their own original ideas. So man, I just salute you. I will take my hat off, y'all, but I ain't shaved in a few days. There ain't nobody about to see the island. So with that being said, we got to head into another commercial break. Well, I'm just going to do it live real quick. I ain't going to just hop off the camera. Yo, the show's been brought to us by Vinyl Supply Unlimited. If you do not know about Vinyl Supply Unlimited, let me let you in on something. Jason is a Caesar authorized dealer for Caesar. He not only carries Caesar, he has Metamark, Decal. He has his own brand of decal, the Galaxy brand. Also, he carries a wide variety of glitters, from rough to coarse to smooth to some that my brother over here has worked with recently. And you spend more than $50, you get free shipping. You use Squad Creators 10 at the end of your purchase, you get 10% off. So overall win. Make sure y'all go ahead and visit VinylSupplyUnlimited.com today.
Period. Right. And I want to say tomorrow is my birthday. I need some happy birthdays, please.
Oh, happy birthday, King is coming.
For my self-esteem, you know what I'm talking about? I forgot. I forgot. I don't do much. I don't do that for my birthday, so I'm gonna go. It's
me neither.
Here, but man, so with I Wear Liquid, man, did you create your own designs, or how'd you get the designs? Because a lot of them are like, I want to say abstract in a way.
Just whatever's in my brain, you know. If I can't create it, I create the more simple ones. Although I did pay for one, just to find out this fool got me for my money because he pulled it off of Google. I trust people with money. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Let's expose that. I need to know more about that because I'll be out here paying people too. So
well, I don't mess with dude no more. You know, I forgot which one of the images it was. Which one was that? I forgot which one it was. It was one of these recent ones. And I paid this fool, you know, and I was like, this is what I want. Kind of something like this. Yeah. And you know, though it was a downloadable SVG, bro, like as soon as I put it up, someone was like, oh yeah, I saw this on this other site. I was like, no, you can't. Like it's my original, you know, my original thought. The dude just created it for me. It's like, no, it's on this other site. They sent it to me. I'm like, man, it's, you know, so be careful. I'd say be careful for these graphic designers, right? If it ain't original, I don't want it, you know, and I don't want something somebody else has. These are ideas that I have in my head that I, you know, and again, I know it's different. It's weird, I guess, to some folks, but I sold quite a few though, oddly enough, you know, and there's stuff I didn't even put on my website. I just sent Mike a bunch of stuff I had sitting there. I said, you know, I got this size. I printed this one. No one ever took it. I sent him a bunch of random stuff, but I'm still in the process of creating new things, man. And I just try to be different no matter what I do, you know, even if it doesn't work with somebody, at least I'm putting it out. You know, I don't want to be the guy that had an idea, you know, and I never put it out for the fear of somebody not liking it. Even if it sits on my page and doesn't have a sale, I put out what I had an idea to do.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you sent me a brother box. That's what I want to call that thing. You sent me like 5 shirts, 2 hoodies, and 3 t-shirts. I actually put it in my last video. So
I was sending anything I could find besides. Thank you, brother. Hey, I can't hit the comments. I wish I could hit the comments, but I don't want to lose you guys. Hell of them in there.
Thank y'all all for the happy birthday. Happy birthdays. I really needed that because my self-esteem was feeling low for this 2022, you know.
Self-esteem.
Oh, man, you got this.
Frankie said my birthday is on the 17th. I need gifts, man. Frankie, what day? Frankie, that type boy. Frankie, you don't. Pew, I be gone on Frankie ass, man.
What your hoodie say? What your hoodie say? See, come on now.
I don't know.
He forever dropping something new. Look, this man designs crazy, and then aware commonly he designs crazy, and then he'll wear like it's something.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Kiss the crown. Okay. Yeah. See you.
I'm a king in my own right.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
755.
Huh?
Taryn gave you a chicken thigh.
No, nobody, damn chicken thigh. Taryn said different and unique.
It sounds good though.
I wanted to say this because Taryn had said a little while ago, different and unique is how God made us. We are not supposed to fit in. Period.
Right.
Frankie said Baby Bash did a song with Juan Gotti and Beatrice Gonzalez.
Yeah.
And Frankie, that is a Walapress. Any more comments? Said she gonna give me a chicken thigh. That bitch.
Dang, well, come on now. You gonna get it on your own? I wasn't even tearing my fault. It was 755. 755 this year. Chicken thigh.
We cool.
We cool.
Oh no, that's a drumstick. I ain't never seen
that's a chicken thigh, bro.
I don't even want to look because I want to lose y'all.
And then another thing I want to say is that
don't fucking with them.
We do this twice a week, Tuesdays, Saturdays, and sometimes we might pop up. If you're new here, like, comment, and subscribe, man. You don't know who's gonna be here. As you can see, man, we get the greatest guests, man.
I almost wasn't here because Mike told me the show was yesterday.
No, man. Let me explain because this is the second time that happened. So I'm like 4 hours faster than y'all, right?
3.
Every time midnight hits, I'll post something, especially, concerning to the Squad Creators Podcast. I like to get it out right at 12. Not thinking about this is on the East Coast, not on the West Coast. So on the West Coast, it just popped up and you're like, oh shit, the show tonight.
Yeah, it was tonight. Like I missed it.
My bad.
Look, he just throwing people off. Thank you, Taryn.
No. I called it, got it right. Well, he called me, got it right. We got it together.
Yeah, absolutely. I was like, man, I missed it. I told everybody it was Tuesday. I missed it. Damn it. I was like, can we reschedule ASAP? But yeah, I'm glad I got on, man. It's something I needed tonight, man. And tonight was one of the rough ones. So I was like, I need this and I can't wait to get around some good energy, man. It's always good energy with you guys.
Man, brother.
Yeah, anytime you got anything popping going on, anything you can use our platform, bro. We here for you. Like we said, this is a community.
Terry said Mike be messing up. Call me hours before. I'm just saying.
If anybody is on Pacific time, I apologize. Or if you're on Central time, I apologize. On Eastern, my people on Eastern, on this side, we know what's going on.
Wait, so Mike, you're in Ohio?
Yes, sir.
Ohio, yeah. You out there with my boy Ben Tar Design?
Yeah. I tried to reach out to him, tell him I said, "What's up, man? I want to get him on the show. I want to talk to him."
You know what? He doesn't do videos.
I know. It's okay. Yeah. So we're gonna break that right now. He come right on the show. We're gonna talk to him, have regular casual conversation. He ain't gonna even know we on the show. He gonna be like, "Oh damn, we were just chopping it up." That's all it is.
That might be the only way to get him. I'll call him tomorrow. I gotta talk to him anyway and see if he'll do it. But yeah, his biggest thing, he's like, man, I don't do no interviews, I don't do no videos, I just work. And I'm like, well, you got at some point maybe do a video. So we'll see if we can get him on. If you get him on, man,
inspiration behind some of them dope ass designs. He got to come talk to him.
Yeah, him and his
keep inboxing him. Keep inboxing him until he say it.
Yeah, I'll get him. His wife is dope though. Like her Etsy, man, like she be killing it, dude. And so it'd be good to get them on. I'll talk to him tomorrow and be like, man, like please get on because they got a great story, man. And
we can also do pre-recorded. We ain't gotta go live.
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah,
we accommodate anybody and everybody.
Yeah, I mean that dude though, like, man, he owns hella property. He's got businesses you wouldn't even know. Like that. Look, I'm telling you, they got it so well put together. I'd be like, man, tell your story. He's like, nope. I'm like, come on, man. So I almost got to beg him to do videos sometimes. So if you look at his page, you don't see videos of his face. You don't see video. You know, it's just like he's comfortable.
Long time to find a picture of. Maybe what you do is I'm gonna call you and then y'all could both come on. You know what I'm saying? It's enough room.
He might be comfortable doing that. He might be comfortable doing that.
All right.
You know, he's Ohio time too. So hey.
Yeah.
The baby's booty said the East Coast is the Beast Coast. That's because you ain't never lived on this side of the map.
What?
Oh man, come on now. I'm doing it like that. The Grizzly Bears over here, man. Good play.
Mike, Mike, what's the weather where you at?
Hella cold.
Cooler than a polar bear's toenail right now. It's freezing outside. It ain't snowing.
Can you go outside with no jacket on right now?
I could, but I'm technically I can't right now. My wife had my head.
See, on the West Coast right now, I can walk outside and just take my sweater off, and you know, it's a little chilly, but I'll be all right. We got the best weather on the planet. I'm just saying.
No, we can't. For the record, no, this grizzly bear don't take no 3-month naps. Whatever you were trying to say earlier.
Yeah.
You know, bears hibernate in the air. He ain't even supposed to be awake right now.
Right?
I'm here with you.
There you go. Yeah, we always got good weather. You know, even when it rains, it's not like crazy.
Damn, I cannot wait to get out there, y'all.
Yeah,
you'll see for yourself in a couple of weeks.
See, my West Coast, I'm in the Northwest. We're a little different. I'm originally from Seattle, Shayna, but I live in
Seattle.
Huh?
Yeah, Seattle. Seattle's nice too, man. Yeah. I mean, it rains like crazy, but it's still nice. Anytime I've gone up there, even on rainy days, it was always nice to me.
Yeah. Crafty.
I wouldn't even know what that's like. Only because of them colors. Now, if it was brown or orange, we may be talking about something, but them colors, man, they faulty.
Oh, wait.
What's he talking about?
I think he's talking about his team, but they're eliminated. I think we eliminated them last night.
What's your team?
You're talking about the team that we eliminated last night.
How you suddenly casually brought that up.
What's your team, Ruben?
I'm a diehard Steelers fan.
Oh
yeah.
We eliminated them last night.
Sorry.
Yeah. See,
all right, look, 2023, we taking it all. Everybody gonna be shell shocked. Mouse dropped it all.
We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. The Browns are, yeah.
I'll tell you this though, right, Ruben? Check this shit out, right? Mike T's been lying to me since I met him. The Browns are gonna win. Who the hell is the Browns?
That's what I said. I've been saying that for years.
What you talking about?
They went to the playoffs one time in the last 37 years.
Like, whole city full of diehard fans. I'm trying to tell you.
How many rings you guys got, Mike?
A few.
Look at this. This man gonna lie. They ain't been to the playoffs since 1952. Hell.
Yeah, the playoffs, right?
Yeah, that was the last time they was in the playoffs in the 50s or something.
Listen,
you might want a new team, bro.
Hey, Mr. Pink, you in the building with us, sir? You hear how they talk about us? You hear how they do with us?
Look, he just gonna look. Come on out, Mr. Pink. You guys got caught. Look at it. This man, I tell you,
Yeah. Look, I mean, we always got room on my squad, man. If you want a new team, bro, a winning team.
I used to think the Steelers was dope. I mean, back in the day, Jerome Bettis, you know, I'm showing my age. Jerome Bettis was one of the best players ever, man.
Yeah. Yeah, we got some rebuilding to do. You know, I was really emotional watching Ben come out the tunnel last night, and you know the post conference. I was like,
oh, he about to go.
I grew up with Ben, like not with him personally, but I'm saying like watching him be my quarterback.
But he's been here for like 40 years. He old.
Right, hella old. You know, yeah. So 18 years straight. So imagine that, right? So 18 years. I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, and maybe it's stupid to be combining the both. I'm like, I'm losing a lot of shit already in 2022. You know what I mean? Yeah. The stuff I'm losing, but now I'm losing my quarterback. But the crazy part is, is, you know, I'll say this part is giving up my house. I created this whole studio, my studio, you know, and which is also my t-shirt shop, and it's also my man cave. So I got the big old Stillers, you know, painted on the back, all these designs. I mean, like it's distillered out in there. I'm like, damn, I'm about to lose my whole man cave with this process too. So I'm like, not only am I losing my house, I'm losing Big Ben.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know which one hurts the most, man. Like I don't want to wake up in 2023 and look at my team and be like, man, Ben is not out there. However, Aaron Rodgers was at that game last night. So we might pick up Aaron Rodgers. I don't know. I mean, I could do Aaron for a season or two.
Sheesh.
Man, it's highly likely we're gonna lose our quarterback too. I'm sad.
Oh, you Seattle?
Yeah, Russell Wilson.
So Russell, yeah, Russell wants to leave one too. Yeah, I mean, I'd be happy if Mike.
Even without Russell Wilson and a rebuild for the next 3-4 years, we'll still beat the Browns.
Well, I was hoping Mike.
We go grab him. That's all right.
Look, I was hoping Mike would say he hopes that Baker Mayfield was leaving, but we didn't get that reaction out of Mike right now. You know, Baker is caca.
He is. But you know, it's work in progress. We're going down the team.
Oh, you got a work in progress since
Listen, hey, did nobody ask me?
I'm gonna ask you guys to Google the Browns people. Google the Browns and their progress.
Yeah.
I'm not even exaggerating. Since the
no, you're right.
Black excellence is brown and orange.
Black and white TV. Money years on your
This is black and white TV.
Listen, this is how cold the Browns is. They wasn't good when Leave It to Beaver was on TV.
Jesus. But we was killing them when Lassie was on now, huh? What
no, you weren't. You ain't never killed the Browns. When have the Browns ever done that?
We was winning when Lassie was on, before Nick and Knight.
Remember, like the Browns used to get default first pick because they was always last.
Because they were always last.
Like,
yeah. Wait. Are you guys are in last right now, huh?
Probably is.
I think they are. No. I mean, in the division, I think the last place team is what, Jacksonville or somebody.
Yeah, look.
We at the bottom of the barrel, but whatever's at the bottom shall come to the top. I'm trying to tell y'all.
They've been saying that for about 20, 30 years, though.
Hey, we got another 20, 30 to go. We go flip it around.
You know what's crazy? Hey, you know where Cleveland, where the Browns messed up, is you guys actually have Big Ben.
Yeah, we did, and fucked up with that. Yeah, but we don't even talk about that. You know,
man,
that hurt.
Have you ever met a Jacksonville fan? Have you ever met a Jacksonville fan? Now that I think about it,
never in my life.
Me neither. I ain't never been like somebody just be like Jacksonville Jaguars in my team.
Mike's the first person I ever met that's a Browns fan.
Wow, here we go.
Mike's
I don't know one single Browns fan.
Me neither. Mr.
Look, if they switch from the Browns to the Grizzlies, we be tearing shit up. I'm trying to tell them.
Yeah. I ain't seen one Browns jersey. I ain't seen one Browns flag. Not out here.
Things.
Oh yeah, well, not on the West
Coast. Not out here.
No,
I see everybody else though.
If you see a Cleveland Browns fan out there, what y'all got to do, right?
Get some.
No, I've never seen one.
No, just stay the hell away from them. Them motherfucker be crazy.
They gonna stay away from everybody else like they do in the NFL. Hell, stay away from them. Yeah. They gotta be crazy to be a fan.
Yeah, absolutely. I would hate to lose that much.
For stopping through. You have a great night. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, 210 comments. I don't even want. I'm too scared.
Hey, Ruben. Connie Harris said, "Ruben, you're not losing your house. You are gaining. You just don't see it. Trust the process."
Trust the process.
Thank you. Oh, I see it. Not losing house. Yeah. So I'll tell you a little bit. Can I say a little bit of it? Not too big.
Yeah.
So I can just say this. This is the most painful part. The house can always be replaced. The time that I've had with my son cannot. Right. So I have been with my son every single day. I'm about to get emotional. I might not do this. I've been with my son every single day since I cut the umbilical cord, right? And so to know that, damn. So to know that I won't have him in the, man, my bad, bro. I'm sorry. I don't even want to do that. So
That's so good, brother.
yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
So to know that I won't have my son every morning and every night and every day, like I have been, that's probably the most emotional part for me. And I hate to do this on your platform. I'm sorry, man, but
Brother, I didn't
that's
cry.
the part. Yeah, that's the part that hurts the most is, you know, that's my best friend, you know what I mean? And the little boy is my life. And so to have that, not necessarily ripped from me, but for the dynamics to change because of the decisions that were made, that's what's killing me right now. That I can live in a shack as long as I have my son every single day. And so, you know, again, this is one of those things where we stay too long in places that aren't meant for us, and so many people suffer behind that. And so my son, he's gonna be fine, but he has to suffer not having me every day of his life when I'm the person that's with him every moment that there is. And that's the most painful part for me right now. And so I don't know what 10 days from now is going to look like, but I can sure as hell tell you I'm not ready for that at all. You know?
No, brother, you was not alone. You didn't came and then spoke on the countless people that you have in your corner. Me, C, Stan, everybody. We may not physically be sitting in your car with you right now, but just know that you are not alone. I don't give a fuck what time it is. What time you call me. You got to call me, bro. I'm here for you 1,000% of the time. So it ain't no, it's too late. I can't call. And fuck that. You can give me a call. You know, we can talk about whatever.
Here, I'll be up. I'll be up
talk.
4, 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
On your fun,
Yeah.
so
You're not alone. And, you know, everything is going. It's right now. You're going through it, so it's hard to see. You know what is on the other side of this, but
yeah, you know, and then for me, it's like I'm in the city that I'm not from. You know, I moved to the city that I'm not from, but I can't go that far away from my son. So it's like I still got to stay here. You know, and that's something I have to find the strength to do, is knowing that I'm by myself in this city. I'm by myself in this new home for my son. So I have to find the strength to get through that, you know, and and that's why I want to say that I don't know what 2022 brings, you know, but I just hope that it brings me a whole new sense of peace, of happiness. Um, you know, I don't know, you know, it's one step at a time, but I know that what I'm building, you know, I say this every new year is, you know, when people do their vision boards and things like that, is, you know, the main thing for me is I always attach my goals to something that means so much to me. So if I don't achieve that goal, I'm letting down what means so much to me. So I attach everything to my son. For the past 3 years of his life, I've attached every single goal to him. If I don't reach that goal, I'm failing my son. That's how hard I am on myself. And so the goal that I attach to him now is to mentally, you know, become completely stable again, mentally be able to get through this process, you know, of seeing him on the days that I have him, you know, and mentally being able to grow this business and still finding the same success, if not more. So again, I'm not prepared for what's coming, not yet at least, but it's like getting on a roller coaster, you know what I mean? Like you're, at least for me, I'm afraid as hell at the beginning, walking down that whole entire tunnel up until, you know, I see the roller coaster. Then I get on that thing, you know what I mean? But I know I'm gonna get off safe at the end of it. And that's kind of how I see this. It's like, this is a roller coaster ride, but I want to believe that once I get off this ride, I'm going right back to this good life, you know? And so
that's all. That's it. That's all. And I know, I mean, even, you know, stuff is changing for you, life is changing for you, but this is just much strength, fuel to your fire to keep you pushing forward, man. Ain't no turning back. You know what I mean, man? You'll get through it. Especially like you sharing your story here, you sharing your story on your IG. All that energy is gonna come back because there's people that's really out here praying. There's prayer words out here, you know, and you're gonna feel it. It's gonna come back to you, brother. That strength you feel like you're losing is strengthening you, even though it feels like it's weakening you, man. But now, not being able to see him every day, you just got to fight harder to make sure you don't fall off for those times when you do have it. You know, man, like my kids are grown, bro. I ain't even gonna get real deep into my story, but like my kids are adults. My youngest son is 19 years old, and I really don't know my children because of my life circumstances, shit I did to myself. So, but it's always everything I do, man, to push from here to get here is fueled by them, whether they know it or not, brother. And it's gonna be the same for you, you know, because like just to hear you talk about your son and all that, like you love that kid.
Yeah,
love is there. So that love is what's gonna push, man. The key to life is love. No matter what people want to say, all these evil ass people, and the key to life is love.
Right.
So without that, man, that's the love is what keeps us going on a daily, man. You know, big progress or little progress. So you just keep that love in your heart, man, and it's just gonna go, man. All that stuff is the hurt is gonna go away. I take that back. It might not go away, but it will be easier for you to cope as the days go by. You know what I mean? Eventually you'll be able to look at this and you'll see why. There's a reason why this is happening to you, brother. And even though it hurts, there's some good in this, no matter what, you know. So, like, and just keep losing your story. Keep using your story to keep going. Keep talking about it. Keep getting it off your heart. And man, it's gonna come back to you, man. It's prayer warriors out here, man. Whether you believe in prayer or not.
No, absolutely do.
It's out here, you know. So.
Yeah, and this is what I tell people is that, you know, is understand that yeah, you know, we're influencers. I think everybody in their own way, but a lot of us, you know, we got some dark shit that we deal with, you know, and we got shit like this, you know, that people don't understand. And so, not that anyone's here, but I think like a previous situation that you guys know I was in with a certain person, right? Is you can't play with somebody online like me. I said it respectfully, because you don't know what I'm going through, you know, and I don't have any beef with anybody now. It's not even beef, but I'm not that kind of influencer. I'm a real dude. I got a life.
Excuse me. Yeah.
When you follow me online, you harass me, you call me out my name, you play these games, like, you know, this is for anybody. I want you to understand that not all of us play that game.
Right.
You know, like I'm humble, I love life, whatever else. But when I'm talking about my story and things like this, whatever I'm going through, and we have some people out there that take it as a joke and want to run you through the mud for content, you know, understand that like some people can't mentally handle that. For me, you know, be careful, because when you see me in public, it's a whole different story. You can't make fun of what I'm sharing with my life and then call me all kind of other names. So I said, be careful who you play with online, right? But that's the way that I would handle things. But there are other people that don't have the mental capacity to deal with being harassed and chased and bullied online. Like, you know, you don't understand if someone's suicidal. You don't understand what someone's going through. You can be that last bit of harassment that pushes that person over the edge. Now, I'm not saying that's what's happening to me, but I'm saying is in sharing my story, you know, and sharing my story and whatever I'm going through, just to be open and transparent, is, you know, it does cause a couple of folks, not everybody, it's only happened a couple times, but, you know, I would say, man, understand that we have a life too, you know, and so be gentle with people. It doesn't cost a single dime to be gentle, and understand if someone's sharing their story with you, it isn't for views, it isn't for likes. This sometimes for us, this is an outlet, like Instagram and things like that. This was an outlet for me. I did T-shirts because it was an outlet. It allowed me to tell my life. You know, it allowed me to meet new people that, you know, that said, hey, I came from that same exact thing too. And as I'm sharing this part right here, this is the hardest thing I've ever had to go through in my life. You know, and so that's not to be toyed with. That's why I didn't share it on Instagram and things like that, because I didn't want them same people to push me over that edge. You know, but I would say that on this platform is that just because we shoot some content, just because we're showing you a new company, you know, understand that like we got a life too, you know.
Yeah.
Period.
Be gentle. That's thoughts behind, you know.
It's real easy to talk smack on the line, online, because that's, you know, this part of this new generational thing. These people don't realize real life. What I mean by that is they're completely different people, like online, than they are, you know, in their own city, or around friends and people. So I 100% get what you're saying, and anybody that's going through anything, just know that we are definitely praying for you, Ruben. Like I said, my phone line is open, brother. I don't care what time it is. Give me a call. You need to speak something that's on your mind. Just let me know.
Period.
I appreciate that.
I'm not gonna do a rapid fire this session, this go round, because we done one.
Let's
And
read some of these comments before you move on, though, brother.
Yeah.
This is good stuff over here that need to be heard. 755 Media said the brotherhood is real. Terrence said God has you and him. Prayers. I do. Cousin said I understand what you're feeling, bruh. I'm a father of 5 boys. I know exactly what you're going through. T. Johnson said, take it one day at a time. You'll get through and keep calling on God to help walk you through this. Connie said, love is bond. T. Johnson said, and don't isolate yourself. This is the most important thing I've seen. Not to discount anybody else, and don't isolate yourself when it really gets too tough, because that's the worst thing to do. The enemy would love to make you think people don't care, to try to destroy you, but people do care. Real talk. Real talk. Terrence said, I have been on that ride with my youngest, and you just have to pray your way through, and I did it alone.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to do. Yeah, I'm doing it alone, so it's like,
Connie said, amen. Black Excellence Brand said, real fathers, real men. Baby's Booty said, Seek, you just shined a good bit brighter to me. For a man to admit the results of his mistakes, that's beautiful. Keep loving y'all kids, man. Yeah, period. That's all we can do.
Yeah.
Marquita Carr said, prayer warrior here. We don't know what tomorrow holds, but we know who holds tomorrow. Pray and go through pray and go through your son knows. Yeah. Connie said, Jeremiah 29:11. Baby's Booty said, yes, we do. Connie, she said it again. 55 said, bless you, see. Thank you, Carmen. Graphic Warehouse said, hey.
Salute to you.
It's my guy.
Yeah, he's good people, man. Really good people. Terrence said, you have to cut those people off, block them. Talking about them, them busters.
Yeah.
The Baby's Booty said, no one knows our struggles, period. I mean, like, it's real people, man. This is real life. Marquita said, exactly. You got people who want to tell your story, but skip over the pages. Don't try to define me. I'll do a better job. Hey, that was a hell of a way to put it, Marquita.
Yeah, it was.
Graphic Warehouse said, Happy New Year. At the end of the day, we all humans. Bottom line, man.
Yeah, we are.
Terrence said, we're here for you in the squad 100%. We got you. Marquita said, real talk. Yeah, brother, you are not alone, no matter how far you feel, man. It's strangers and people you know rooting and fighting for you, man. Like, it's a lot of good people out here, man. There's still good people left. You know, and that's one thing we have to remember as human beings, because of these I'm gonna get say it like they said out here where I'm at, man. Because not everybody's a piece of shit. You know what I mean? So there's really some good people still left in this world, man.
Yeah,
So,
you
gotta realize too. You gotta realize too, man. You came to this industry, booming, knocked the door right off, booming.
And they didn't
So
like
to a person that's been doing what they've been doing, and they can't get those type of results, what's the next best thing for them to do? Attach themselves to somebody that is booming, and then try to demoralize or make your character look less than. So at the end of the day, busters is busters, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's a rule of power.
I pray for them too. Huh?
I said it's a rule of power.
Yeah.
You know, I pray for them too. You know, even when they hate, it's like, you know, I don't wish them any harm. You know, because it's like, you know, me wishing you any harm. I'm not trying to block my blessings. I'll just let you be you. You know, and I might not like you, but I mean, I'm not about to block my blessings, wishing you any harm the way you wish it to me. You know, but yeah, you know, and this is probably a whole other podcast. I would say too, like, you know, yeah, she was saying that, you know, she commends you for you know, being honest about, you know, making mistakes. We all make mistakes. You know, I mean, if we were perfect, we'd already be in heaven. We'd be angels. You know what I mean? I'm not perfect. You know, I'm not perfect, but I know one thing is I'm also, you can have everything on this earth. The one thing I can tell you, I can say with confidence is I probably have one of the biggest hearts on this entire earth. I don't want to hurt nobody. I don't want to see people hurt. I've hurt people. I've been hurt. But I'm also the guy, like, I can take responsibility for every single last thing I do. But will I purposely go out of my way to damage your life or hurt anybody? That's not me. You know, and my son's not being taken away from me by any means. It's the changing of now I'm only going to have him, you know, a little bit of time versus every day of his life, as close as we are, you know. But because of the decisions, you know, people don't understand the effect that they can have on a okay, well, us men, I'm talking about for men right now, is those of us who are you know, day in and day out, you know, for our children, we suffer some shit, you know what I mean? And then we get thrown in the pot of, you know, every other deadbeat dad, you know. Well, yeah, it's like, you know, and again, I'm not knocking my son's mom or anything like that, but it just sucks that we don't get enough credit. The good ones, you know, we still get thrown into the pile of shit, but the good ones that like that really want to do for our kids, you know what I mean? We still get called something. We still ain't good enough. We still lack somewhere, you know. And I'm just like, at what point? And it's funny because of this process I'm going through. Of course, you start to follow pages. You start to look at, you know, quotes and affirmations and all this other stuff. And I've noticed that a lot of stuff I've found on Instagram and things like that, it's always dogging the man. Oh, everything, you know, like, you know, this is our year, sis. This year, that, you know, leave him behind. I'm thinking there aren't enough great men speaking for us great men. So I started to take some of these quotes, start flipping around. You know, hold on, King. You know, let it go, King. Like there are a lot of great guys, but we get shitted on so bad for women that do the same exact thing that they say we do, right? And I love everybody. Yeah, I'm not knocking women. I love them to death, but at some point, man, it just needs to be recognized that we're not all perfect, none of us, right? But just because I'm not perfect doesn't mean I'm not worth it. You know what I mean? And because I know my worth, because I know my worth, you can't just put me in the same crab box as everybody else. You know, that's what I hate. Like, you know, and so I think that, you know, for me right now, what I'm going through, like I said, I started a little TikTok, you know, and I started to get a lot of responses from that. So I'm like, maybe God is using me there. You know, I'm going to tell you how I went through my breakup. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. I'm going to tell you what to look for, you know, but I'm also going to tell you, like, you know, I'm not going to sugarcoat it because as men, we do a lot of dumb shit too. We do, you know, and one of the things I won't do that I see a lot of men do is we have the tendency, or some people, but men, at least the ones that I've known, I've been guilty of it in my life too, for mistakes that I've made. We have this tendency of screwing something up and getting mad at our partner for getting mad at us.
Yeah.
You know, like, I know what I did. Yeah. And so I vow to never do that. If I make a mistake, look, I did it because I have the power to say yeah or nay. you know, but we got to get away from that. Just relationships in general. Again, this is a whole nother podcast, but you know, blaming your partner for screwing your partner over when your partner gets mad, like that's the craziest shit I've ever, you know. Yeah, and so it's just like, it's a lot of stuff like that. You know, I just want to, I want to be open, transparent with that stuff too, and hopefully that helps somebody. But you know, seek, yeah, like she said, man, to admit you've made mistakes in your life, um, doesn't make you any less than anybody else, man. So I look, I congratulate you for being open about that and honest as well, man, because we do. It's what you do after that mistake. Do you continue to make the same mistake? You know, do you continue to blame everybody else for your mistakes? I'm the guy that I'm not blaming my mama. I'm not blaming my daddy. I'm not blaming my ancestors. It's not my DNA. It's me. You know what I mean? I have the power over myself to make whatever decisions that I want to make, you know. And so a lot of people will say, well, you know, it's in their DNA and they became a narcissist because that's what they grew up with and that they knew. Okay, cool. But I got my own brain. So I know the difference between right and wrong. You know what I mean? And so anyhow, that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother, you know, another day. But you know, we got this.
So Ruben, I don't want to just go past it.
Not at all.
To 2-hour mark. Can you tell us your websites and other places that we can find you for those that want to shop Liquid or some of the future products?
Sure.
That you have out?
Yeah. So if you want to support my my clothing line, it's iwearliquid.com. My Instagram, it's I'm the T-shirt buddy. My YouTube is the same thing. I'm the T-shirt buddy. And then if you want to follow this ordeal that I'm going through right now on my TikTok, the new one, I'd probably have to spell it out, but I'll put it up on my Instagram. If you happen to go to my Instagram, I'll put it up there, but it's under Ruben Oreo Rivera. It's all one word. And if you find it, connect with me on there. If you know you're interested in my journey of what I'm currently going through, you know.
Man, it was an honor and a pleasure. Thank you for coming on and speaking with us. Speaking about a little bit what you're going through. Well, we just excited to see you back on Insta. We can't have you disappearing off of Insta, bro. We need you.
Thank you, brother.
I'm looking like, where's my I Am Liquid post? I need something. Sometimes you say you're trying to be funny, but a lot of times, a lot of stuff that you do makes me laugh and brings me to a different spot. Y'all make sure y'all head on over to T-shirt buddy or I Am T-shirt buddy on Instagram. Check them out. iwearliquid.com. Seek, anything else?
What's some of the movies you was in, man, before we go? I know I seen you in Fruitvale. What else?
Oh God.
Have you
Jesus Christ. Top of my head right now. Fruitvale, for sure. What's the one with Will Smith? Pursuit of Happiness. I was in that as one of the bums, but you have to find me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's
a great movie.
Yeah, there was one I did with it's I'm a fisherman. It's with Clive Owen and Nicole Kidman. I can't think of the name right now. I was one of the Cuban fishermen with on Clive Owen's boat. I can't think of my mind. So yeah, so it's a couple of those. A bunch of independent stuff. You know, a bunch of theater stuff. I was on the independent tour. If you guys know theater, musical theater, I did Rent. So I played Benny and Rent. Yeah, I played Benny and Rent for like 3 years.
I've seen that.
Yeah. So you know, I did that. I've just done so many musical productions and theater stuff. I can't even top of my head right now. I'm like, God, you might have to go to my page because they're all up there. But
I'm gonna go check it out.
Yeah, quite a few. You know, and hopefully I get back to that. We'll see. You know, if I can get over this anxiety now this new anxiety, you know, hopefully I can be able to get back out there. I think LA will be the first time I'm actually out, you know, after all this, because this is going to happen before I get to LA. So, you know, we'll see what LA brings, and maybe something happens in LA, I come back and, you know, I'm fine. Who knows, you know, but life's got to continue to move, man. And so, you know, I'm sorry the end of the show got a little gloomy there, man, but I think you guys are in prayers.
that's all right. That's perfect.
Oh yeah, man. It was meant to be. It was meant to somebody. Shit, I felt, it touched me. So, and I'm not the only one that got something out of it. So
right.
There's
Well,
folks
good.
here that can't discuss or have that platform, and that's exactly what they needed. You just helped them out in some ways.
Bless. Yeah. Good, man. Well, thank you guys so much, man. Let's do it again soon.
For sure. Right on, brother. Appreciate you again, man, for just coming, sharing the story, and allowing us to see that vulnerable side, brother. I appreciate that.
This was episode 68 with T-Shirt Buddy. Who we got Saturday?
We have Death by K this Saturday. Y'all tapped in. That's gonna be another good one.
Before you get all the way off, where can we find some of them customs that you did, like the Northwest brand and all of that?
Me?
No, I'm talking to Seek. Seek know who I'm talking to.
Oh.
12GoneApparel.com.
Y'all make sure y'all visit 12 Gone Apparel. Make sure y'all visit I Wear Liquid. And we will see y'all next week. Or not next week. Saturday with
Death by K. TikTok, Instagram sensation. Yeah. Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
Peace.